Picture a weather vane on top of an old barn, right?
Oh, yeah, just spinning wildly with the wind.
Exactly. Every sudden gust just whips it around, changing its direction depending on whatever breeze hits it first. Well, welcome to today's deep dive.
We have a really great one today.
We do. Our source is this fascinating essay by Orrie Karim, and it's called Spiritual Grounding in Truth. It's a text that bridges theology and psychology to explore how you, the listener, can remain steady in a world that is just full of noise.
So much noise and competing agendas, really.
Yeah, exactly. And the mission here is to understand Karim's core premise. She says there is a massive difference between mere belief, which, can be manipulated by the cultural climate, and actual spiritual grounding.
Right, because spiritual grounding is what keeps you perfectly still when the whole environment is trying to confuse you. She actually uses a metaphor from Psalm 1.3 for this.
Oh, the tree planted by streams of water.
Yeah, exactly. Because mechanically speaking, a tree doesn't stay upright just because the wind suddenly stops blowing.
Right, the wind is always going to blow.
Exactly. It stays upright because its roots are actively gripping something much denser and, stronger than the weather above ground.
But, a tree can only withstand that wind if the soil it's planted in is actually solid. And Karim argues that in our lives, that solid soil has to be truth, not narrative.
Right.
Oh, wait, I have to push back a little bit here.
Yeah.
Aren't narratives simply the delivery mechanism we use to share the truth?
They certainly can be. But Karim draws a really stark line here, mostly because of intent. A narrative is fundamentally agile,
Yeah, it shifts around.
Right. It's designed to be adjusted and repeated to shape perception.
Wow.
Often it's literally constructed to manipulate you into a very specific emotional state.
So truth is different then?
Totally.
Yeah.
Truth in this framework operates completely independently of agreement or subjective framing. When you are spiritually grounded, truth serves as your anchor. It's not your argument.
Okay, but if truth is the anchor, the obvious problem is that it is constantly buried under all those shifting, noisy narratives we just talked about.
Yeah, finding it is the hard part.
Right. So to actually locate it, Karim says you need discernment, which requires intentional stillness. It's exactly like a glass of muddy water.
Oh, I love this analogy.
Yeah, if you keep walking around shaking that glass, you literally cannot see through it. It's just brown water.
You're just mixing the dirt back up.
Exactly. You have to actively set the glass down and let the dirt settle to the bottom if you want to get any clarity.
And, letting that dirt settle isn't about isolating yourself or hiding from the world. It's an intentional, operational quiet that forces the confusion to sort of separate from reality.
It's giving things space.
Yeah. Karim actually connects this mechanism to 1 Thessalonians 5.21, which instructs us to test all things and hold fast to what is good.
So grounded people aren't just rushing to immediate conclusions.
Right, but they aren't ignoring patterns either. They are just giving the mental debris time to sink so they can observe the environment objectively.
But wait, if you are just letting the dirt settle and refusing to constantly engage, doesn't that quiet authority Karim mentions just look like passive indifference to the outside world?
It might look like it, but if you look at the mechanics of emotional health, it is the exact opposite of passive. Karim explains that grounded people don't over-explain, they don't over-defend, and they don't over-engage.
They simply stand.
Yes, they just stand. And to do that successfully against a barrage of narratives, they have to utilize boundaries. A boundary acts like a filter.
So when a chaotic narrative hits you, the boundary is that mental pause and says, I don't need to have an opinion on this right now.
Exactly. That act of filtering is what stops you from picking up the glass and shaking the muddy water all over again. It is an essential protection for your discernment.
And the reason this framework is so vital right now is that true emotional stability doesn't mean you turn into a robot, right? You don't stop feeling the impact of the world.
No, of course not.
It just means you are no longer controlled by what is fundamentally inconsistent. You basically stop spinning with the weather vane.
Right. You recognize the friction of confusion quickly, you refuse to internalize it, and you return to your baseline. You align your actions with the truth rather than exhausting your energy trying to verbally force your perception onto others.
Which leads perfectly to Karim's point. She writes that truth is not strengthened by argument. It is revealed by consistency.
That is such a powerful quote. Revealed by consistency.
It really is. And if truth really is revealed simply by remaining consistent over time, it makes you wonder, what current, supposedly urgent cultural narrative are you stressing over right now that if you just apply a boundary and wait 6 months, will completely disappear on its own?